Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we explore the ideas, strategies, and stories that truly matter. Today, we're embarking on a really profound deep dive. We're looking into the wisdom found in the Wisdom of Morrie, living and aging creatively and joyfully. This is by Morrie Schwartz, of course, and many of you will know from the classic Tuesdays with Morrie. This book, though, it's compiled from his later life insights, and it just offers such a powerful lens on navigating life, with purpose, connection, and acceptance. So our mission today, it's really to unpack Morrie's enduring insights, his stories, the advice he offers, basically to help us all live with, well, greater intention and joy. Especially as we think about the whole journey of aging, we're looking for those surprising nuggets, the things that challenge our assumptions maybe, and provide some real wisdom for a vibrant, connected life, no matter where you are on that path. So let's truly dive in. Okay, so Morrie's book, it kind of kicks off with this invitation, doesn't it? It pushes us immediately to think about those big fundamental questions. Who am I really? What actually matters to me? What does it mean to be, genuinely human?
It really does. And what's remarkable, I think, is the immediate sense of intimacy he creates. It's not just like abstract philosophical questions. He's inviting us into a very personal conversation about how to live fully, how to love deeply.
Yeah.
The book really feels like a direct, empathic dialogue, like a reassuring voice guiding you through life's biggest stuff. It's almost like he's right there with you, offering that gentle counsel.
That feeling, that direct engagement, it carries right into chapter 1, doesn't it? Awareness of aging and acceptance.
Yeah.
He doesn't just talk about aging. He immediately challenges this widespread fear in society. He frames aging not as this inevitable decline, but more as a rich process, a deepening of life, which is a powerful, almost radical reframing, actually.
Precisely. And Morrie's core message there, it seems to be that truly becoming aware of aging isn't about dreading what's coming. It's about living more intentionally, more truthfully, right now.
Right now.
He makes it so clear that aging is natural, it's unavoidable, it's part of life's design, something to be embraced, really not hidden from. And by accepting that life has an end, he argues, we get clarity on what truly matters.
Makes sense.
And that awareness, it cultivates gratitude for each moment, leads to wiser decisions. It's about being profoundly present with the journey, rather than constantly looking back with regret or forward with fear.
That resonates so deeply, especially that idea of making friends with time instead of fighting it. He suggests the more we embrace aging, the more present, the more peaceful we become. It really makes you wonder, for anyone listening, what's one perception or maybe even a fear you hold about getting older? And how might Morty's perspective, this idea that it's a gift, maybe a deepening perspective or finding new priorities, how could that help you reframe it? Then chapter 2, the emotional balancing act. Here Morty turns to that emotional roller coaster we all ride, especially as we age maybe. He talks about the full spectrum, sadness, joy, anxiety, hope, all the complex, messy, but ultimately beautiful parts of being human.
And this brings up such a critical question. How do we navigate all that, this emotional landscape, without being completely overwhelmed by it all?
Yeah.
Morrie's insight here is just crucial. Balance isn't about getting rid of pain or only seeking happiness. It's about learning how to live with all of it. He has such a compassionate view, reminding us that all emotions are valid and they're temporary, like waves passing through. The real strength, he suggests, it comes from emotional honesty. You can't find inner peace by just ignoring or suppressing feelings. True calm comes when you acknowledge them, process them.
He really champions experiencing emotions fully, doesn't he? Letting them flow rather than being controlled by them. It's a profound kind of strength.
It is.
Not suppression, but just experience.
Yeah.
It makes me think, what if we just, for a moment, observed maybe 3 emotions we felt this past week? Maybe a flash of irritation or a burst of joy or that quiet anxiety about something. What might those emotions have been trying to tell us if we really listened without judging? Morrie then takes us into chapter 3, combining opposite orientations. Here he dives into life's paradoxes, those seemingly contradictory things we all carry inside. Wanting independence but needing help, enjoying solitude but craving connection. He really embraces the whole spectrum of being human here.
And that's exactly what's so freeing about this chapter, I think. Morrie encourages us to hold both ends of that spectrum, emotional, human, with grace. He shows you can be incredibly strong and profoundly vulnerable at the same time.
Right. It's not a conflict.
No, it's a path to wholeness. He reassures us it's perfectly okay, perfectly natural, to desire different, even opposing things at once. True maturity for Morrie, it lies in finding peace within those tensions rather than feeling like you have to pick a side or resolve everything.
It's powerful, isn't it? Realizing maturity isn't about resolving every tension, but learning to live with those contradictions, accepting the both hand of life, maybe. For you listening, what are maybe two seemingly opposite desires or feelings you're holding right now? And how might Morrie's wisdom help you honor both instead of feeling you need to choose? Okay, chapter 4, expanding awareness. This shifts our focus inward towards cultivating deeper self-awareness. And Morrie highlights really practical ways to do this. Mindfulness, journaling, just quiet reflection. He grounds these big ideas in, like daily habits.
He makes such a compelling case that awareness isn't just some, spiritual thing. It's the fundamental bedrock of wisdom itself. He believed that even small, consistent moments of reflection, they lead to huge internal shifts over time. Through practices like mindfulness, he explains, we can reduce anxiety and dramatically increase our gratitude for the simple things in life. His inspiration, it seems simple, but it's profound. The more attuned you are to yourself, to the world, the more fully alive you become. It's a daily practice, really, opening your senses, opening your heart.
That really gives us something anyone can actually do, weave into their day. Maybe, like Morrie suggests, just take 5 minutes today, sit in silence, notice your breath, the thoughts drifting by, any emotions that come up, without judgment. What might that quiet observation reveal about your inner world? Next up, chapter 5, ageism and age casting. Morrie doesn't pull any punches here. He confronts a harsh reality. Society's often toxic views on aging.
Yeah.
He directly challenges the dismissal of elders, society's obsession with youth. He really pushes us to look at our own biases, too.
And he pushes us to question our own self-perception, right? Morrie passionately argues that our worth is not and shouldn't be defined by our age or how we look. He urges us to resist internalizing the world's shallow, often demeaning values. He says it with such conviction. The elderly aren't diminished. They carry this profound, often untapped wisdom.
Right. That reservoir of experience.
Exactly. A lifetime of insight society just overlooks or disregards. He sees this rich inner world that keeps growing regardless of physical changes.
His message here feels like a rallying cry. Refuse to let the world shrink your worth just because of your age. Hold on to your inherent value. This chapter makes me think. What's one stereotype about aging you might have, maybe subconsciously believed? And what would it look like to actively challenge that in your own life, starting right now? Moving into chapter 6, issues in later life. Morrie doesn't sugarcoat the real challenges that can come with aging. He's brave here. He talks about loss of physical ability, loneliness, regrets, the fear of death. He gets incredibly real, but always, it seems, with a purpose.
It's striking, isn't it, how he acknowledges these inevitable pains, but at the same time offers these profound ways to cope. Through love, connection, mental resilience.
Yeah.
He consistently emphasizes that while pain is, undeniably part of the journey, it is never the whole story, ever. His powerful message is one of continuous growth, contribution. We can still live meaningfully no matter our physical limits or changing circumstances. He reminds us the spirit's capacity for joy, for connection, stays vibrant.
His inspiration from this chapter is just incredibly moving. Even when the body slows down, the soul can still dance.
Beautiful.
It's about finding joy, expression, regardless of physical constraints, isn't it? It really encourages us maybe to reach out, call someone older in your life, family, friend, neighbor, and just ask them about their life story, or simply what brings them joy today. You might be truly surprised by the depth of wisdom, the connection you find there. Then chapter 7, coming to terms. Here, Morrie really delves into reconciliation, making peace with your past, with regrets, with people, and ultimately with the reality of death itself.
And this is where we see how letting go of those past burdens is really Morrie's path to deep inner peace. He shows how forgiveness, giving it or seeking it, isn't just for the other person. It's fundamental self-liberation. It frees your own heart. Freeing your own heart. I like that.
He powerfully argues that acceptance is way more potent than denial when facing life's hardest truths. And in its deepest sense, letting go makes crucial space for grace, for serenity, to actually enter your life. It's releasing what no longer serves you to embrace what truly can.
A remarkable insight. When you stop running from your past, you start walking in peace. A quiet, profound journey of acceptance. A powerful exercise Morrie might suggest is maybe write a letter to someone. You don't even have to send it. Offer forgiveness, ask for it. Just the act of writing can be incredibly therapeutic, a liberating step. Then, chapter 8, aging well. Here, Morrie truly reframes aging again, not as a loss, but as this expansive opportunity, a shift in perspective. Less about losing what was, more about gaining new understanding. This chapter really raises an essential question for all of us.
Yeah.
How do we genuinely define well-being as we get older? And Morrie's answer is so vibrant. Aging well means living with curiosity, staying involved, learning new things, contributing to others.
Continuously.
Yes, he asserts growth doesn't just end. It evolves
Yeah.
constantly. His conviction is powerful. You are never too old to be useful, joyful, or loved. In fact, he emphasizes joy actually increases when you stay connected and open to new experiences, new people.
Morrie's core inspiration for this chapter feels crystal clear and so hopeful. Age is not your enemy, it's your teacher. An invaluable source of lessons, wisdom, personal growth. Maybe this week you could try something completely new. A class, a hobby you've thought about, or just strike up a conversation with someone from a different generation. Share perspectives. What might your new teacher reveal? And finally, Chapter 9, Becoming the Best Person You Can Be. Here, Morrie delivers his ultimate call to action, really, to live a life filled with moral clarity, deep compassion, meaningful contribution. He urges us to live in a way that reflects our deepest values, our highest selves, embodying what he beautifully calls being a mensch.
That emphasis on becoming a mensch, a person in integrity, of honor, it's just central to his whole philosophy. Morrie's lessons here are incredibly profound. He teaches that true legacy isn't built through stuff or fleeting fame. It's built through the love we give, the service we offer. He steadfastly believed your true worth comes not from what you accumulate, but from how you treat people. And crucially, becoming your best self is a daily sacred task, a continuous effort right up until the very end. His ultimate inspiration here serves as this timeless reminder: success fades, character lasts.
Wow. Character lasts.
Yeah.
So, as Morrie's words kind of settle in, what does this all mean for you listening right now today? Considering his profound emphasis on daily action and the enduring power of character, what is one small, consistent act of goodness, one mensch-like action you could commit to doing daily? Starting today, Morrie's final words, they really encapsulate this whole deep dive we've taken today. The most important thing in life is to give out love and to let it come in.
Such a simple yet profound statement. It just highlights his core philosophy, doesn't it? That aging isn't just about surviving or enduring, it's about shining. Shining with love and purpose until your very last breath. It challenges us to view our entire lives as this ongoing opportunity for growth, for connection, for both giving and receiving love, making sure our lives are rich with meaning right to the end.
So as you reflect on Morrie's timeless wisdom, maybe consider this. If character lasts, what concrete steps can you take today, right now, to ensure the legacy you're building is one truly defined by love and service, both given and profoundly received? Thanks for listening. Special thanks to Ish Estayo, the producer and director of our program. Grab his latest book now on Amazon. Need business consulting, help with AI, or support in book writing and publishing? Contact Ish Estayo or leave a comment. Until next time, keep diving deep.